It's Anna Wheaton here from Nudge Nudge Ink Ink. Welcome to another technique video. I run technique classes in person here on the Gold Coast, but I also like to then make them into a video to help teach other people. Now, one of our recent classes was Pointillism, and I'll tell you a definition of Pointillism. I've got my Wikipedia out. It's a technique of painting in which small distinct dots of colour are applied in pattern to form an image. Now, there's an example of a painting that uses Pointillism, but those dots of colour are also useful in card making. So I'm going to put together a really simple, just 2-layer card using Pointillism and the Tropical Leaf set. This set comes with a matching punch, which coordinates with this size. However, I'm going to use this size. And the first thing I'm going to do is use soft succulent, which has only a couple more days, or even one maybe by the time I publish this, before it retires. So I've stamped this on a post-it note, and I've stamped it up the top so that it's overlapping some of the sticky. And then what I want to do is to trim that. So all the way around, and I do want it to be quite close to the detail of the stamp. When I get to this part, I can just go in a little bit, but I'm not leaving much of an edge or a cloud. And notice how I am getting my fingers stuck, and that's not what I was going to tell you. How I am turning the paper rather than scissors. Generally, that's a better way to fussy cut. I actually had cut one of these ready, but this is going pretty quick anyway. And who knows, I may need 2 of them. So there we have it. That's sticky, little part of it. And what I'm going to do is stamp a few of these leaves in a bit of a trail across my card. So that's where I bring in my post-it note, because I want to just mask off as I go so that I don't get a double image of that stamp. As I do this, I am changing the angle of the stamp so that I've got different parts of the stamp showing, and so that it sort of meanders across the card. Just checking my other ones so that I don't have it too uniform. I'm just going to add one more. Now, that on its own would be quite pretty, but we're going to Pointillism it. If you go to the trouble of creating one of those and cutting it out, it's still got some life in it, so just stick it inside your stamp case. There's my other one that I prepared earlier, so that they're there for another use. Now, you could do the whole thing again and add the veins, but I'm not going to do that in the time that we have. Make you watch me do that. I may even do it afterwards. Now, I've got my light and my dark soft succulent, and I also got light evening evergreen. And that I'd be fine with just the 2, but as I was getting it ready, I just thought I'll use another one. Now, with this little meandering design, you can see I've got some V's here that just form naturally with the stamping. And this is where the Pointillism comes in. Our Stampin' Blends have 2 different ends. One has this fine line, one has this thick line. This means it's the bullet tip. This means it's the brush tip. I'm using the bullet tip, and I want some very deliberate dots that I'm going to put into all of those V spots. So it's something that takes a little bit of time. You want to make sure that they are definite dots and that you're not sort of flicking them into a tick, if that makes sense. And then we're going to make them quite close into the point of the V, but then spread them out a little bit as we move away from it. All right, So that's my first lot of dots. That's my dark evening, my light evening evergreen. I didn't go with the dark of that. I just went with 3 colors. Now my dark soft succulent. Oh, which has, oh my goodness, it's dried. Oh, that is a dud. I'm going to go with my light soft succulent and just have the 2 colors after all. Oh, that's a bit sad. I might have to hurry and get one, a replacement. Okay, so now I'm going back into these V's and I'm filling in so that it's denser where the V meets, and then it scatters as we move further out. Now, you can imagine if I had 3 colors and not have been caught out, that I would have a 3-tone effect. But you get the idea. You can even go quite scattered the further away you get. Depends on how much you want. I'm going to come back in, since I don't have that medium, and just do a little bit more of the light evening evergreen. So it's a patient technique. Fairly mindful. And there you have a bit of an effect. Now, to add to this card, I'm going to get some linen thread. I want to go 3 times round. I know that's rough. I'm going to neaten that up. I'm just getting my length. Gather these together. Slide them up and down the card. Now you can decide whether you want to be really neat and have them in rows, or whether they, I might try that, or whether they cross over one another. Hey, I don't know if you can hear the birds outside. We have some corellas. They're a bit like a cockatoo, but they come and they love eating some seeds. Now, if you ever get to this stage and that you feel as though your string is a bit loose and you'd rather it was tighter, you can always turn over. So see that there's a bit of give there. You can always turn it over, grab your double-sided tape, your tear and tape. I'm going to put one piece up this side. And then when I go to put this piece up this side, I can just pull on this, and then all my slack is in the middle there. So see, that's quite loose, but when we go back to the front, that's nice and tight. I've left my little ends hanging out, so to speak. And if you're worried about that, you can even just put another small piece over the middle, like so. And what I'll do is I'll peel those off. And I'm going to add adhesive. I am. Maybe I'm not. I'm looking for my seal, my tape runner, but I can't see it. It could be anywhere. So I was going to put that along here, but I'll just do double-sided tape. Anyway, shift that out of the way and get my card base ready. Usually when I'm looking for something, it's right here, disguised as the same color as the bench, or hiding under a pair of scissors. Okay, pop that in place. Now we have, as well as this beautiful set with its punch, tropical leaf, we have the Rhino Ready set, which is part of the online exclusive. And if you look carefully at the dies, in amongst all the fun shapes, there are these two. So there are 2 monstera leaves, smaller than these monstera leaves, which you can die cut. So that's what I've done here. I've got 3 of those. The beauty of these is they cut out the shape, but they also do a little bit of embossing. In fact, it's actually a cut. You can see there in that. Can you see? Oh yes, there we go. You can see that it actually cuts right through. Now, the gold I have cut on some adhesive paper, which is really easy to peel off. What happens is when you run it through with a die, it sort of just munches the edges, so they sort of curl over a bit. And I'm going to put those here as though they've been threaded through the string. It's just a bit of a cheat's way of doing it. It's as though they're hanging from that bow. So the 2 sizes in the gold, I'm actually wishing I had done that one over there, as if it makes a big difference, but I just feel as though that's what it should do. Okay. Big one in gold, and then here's my smaller one. And I'm going to glue that on. So just get my take your pick tool. Remember that's got its putty end, so I can just pick that up, drop it, pick it up again, and tuck that one up in there. So I've got the 3 leaves there. Now that one's sticking to the gold foil, so the glue won't soak in straight away. We just have to be patient with it. And there you have a card with Pointillism. Let me show you virtually the same design, but with a different stamp. So here it is with some seashells. So you can see I've done the same thing where I've masked the seashells to overlap, created those little V's, and then done my dots. Now this is Pool Party. So I've just got Pool Party, dark and light. So for that one, I did just use the 2 colors. So there you have 2 examples. And then we made some in class that were using these old autumn dies. So again, I'll bring these up to the camera. We just picked out autumn colors. So we had Old Olive, Crushed Curry, and Rich Razzleberry. That's another one that's retired. And used the 3 different colors for that one. And there's just another variation on it around that Adirondack chair, but going into those V's of the leaves and just sprinkle around the chair. So there you have it. 4 examples of Pointillism, an easy way to just add a little touch to your card to make it that little bit more special. If you're liking my videos, please give me a thumbs up. I'd love it if you followed me. I'm trying to get some technique videos out more regularly, and I hope they inspire you. Thank you. Bye.